Yo, what's good people? It's War 3 of the season and we are up against Alliance called Black, I believe. And yeah, this is a 4-fight war for me. As you can see, if you notice the time joining the war, it's very late into the war, and that's just because, well, I had 2 tier 1 fights, 2 tier 2, and the second of those, so the fourth of all my fights, the final one, it was one I was instructed to let the boss go down on. I think it's a Silver Surfer on 4B, so it's better to just take him with Conduit gone from the global. So as you see here, got a notification in chat that the boss was down, so I decided, yeah, now I can take all 4 in one set of boosts and get it done. Yeah, just kind of dropping off a work call coming onto this one. Quite tired today, so I may waffle more than usual on this one. But yeah, going into this first matchup, we've got a korg here. He's got a conflictor, which is going to give him shots of power. I believe he also has power efficiency, so yeah, that also means when he throws the specials, they're going to cost 50% less. But yeah, the conflicted power gain is just going to mean, you know, whenever I put a debuff on him, it's going to get shrugged off and he's going to get some power gain, and until that timer then goes, obviously there's a cooldown timer. But yeah, you see the big mistake in this fight there was just I dexed, gave him his charges and kind of just hit into him. Don't know why, knowing like it was going to trigger, it was just kind of instinctive hit in, and yeah, it cost quite a bit of health, as you see from the special 2 and the bleach ticking away. Left me quite low, and yeah, korg is not low enough on health for me to feel entirely confident about this one. You can imagine, quite nervous. It's the last 4 fights of the war as well. When I went in, it was literally just my 4 fights left across all BGs. There as well, just missed timing of the special 2, meaning those incinerates didn't really get to do much work. But you know, we get to a point now where we're a bit more comfortable. I'm like, right, just breathe a bit here. Just let him hit into my block a bit. I was going to try and bait his heavy to punish, because obviously I don't want to trigger conflictor right now. But instead, we managed to get the power drain, then can trigger it and go in here, I believe, for the finish, just throw the special 2. It's energy damage, we won't take anything back from that last rock stack he had, and yeah, it kills. So most importantly, get the solo there. Definitely a sloppy fight. Eating that special 2 took away a lot of health, to be fair, and obviously makes it look probably worse off than it was. I did also take a special 1, just not timing the decks on that right. But yeah, thankfully outside of those kind of 2 mishaps that cost, the special 2 in particular, costing a lot of health, otherwise we managed to get down, get the solo. But yeah, going into this, like I say, the scores were really tight. There's 4 fights left, my 4. That's not how you want to start. So this Dragon Man is probably the fight I was most worried about, actually. I'm not a big Nebula user. I've already started this fight wrong. So he's got Vivified, he's got, you know, basically the main thing is he's just going to get a lot of power, and you can't power drain or burn, all those sorts. So the idea is here, you want to shut him off with Nebula's ability to shut down robots, which means having 5+ amp charges. However, if you see, I made the mistake at the start of the fight for immediately going to try and start charging those instead of parrying, to get rid of his power gain first and then go for those. So what has that done? It's kind of just wrecked my rhythm early on. Is the main reason it's gone bad. It's just kind of pushed me back towards the corner way too early in the fight. And then, you know, you want to be baiting specials from this guy. It's a lot harder to bait them when you're, you know, backed against the wall. Brute force, as you can see, is just also on this node, so it's been ticking for a lot, and we're not far into the fight. We've not done a lot of damage. We're just getting our special 3 off, which is the rotation we're going to go for, and this is where our damage really starts. But I'm already down on 17% health, and it's an upward battle from here. And then I take a combo, and I think that's it. It's over. I've actually got 1% to play on, and my head's gone, realistically, at this point. Unfortunately, yeah, I think his special 2 is definitely dexable. I believe it is a double dex of the fire he breathes out. Definitely something I perhaps should have dueled more for, but yeah, so the fight was probably thrown by this point, and it's a shame. It's a shame to lose the deathless streak so early. I would have liked to keep it going a bit longer. But yeah, 3rd war in, we've dropped an attack bonus, but now the deathless streak isn't even something on my mind. It's more the fact that it's a tight war, and I'm like, right, that fight went pretty bad. We've not taken a huge amount of health off him, and we can't afford to drop another attack bonus here. So I'm like, right, going into my boost, I'm like, you know, for the kind of inventory I have, this is pretty heavy boosted. I don't have a lot, like 30% and stuff, but I didn't want to panic and throw those in. I was like, right, let me just get my tech boost on. So I put power back at 12%. I was like, right, that should give me a little bit of power back after my first special 3, provided I don't screw up the fight so badly that I don't even get to it again, or rather, like I've already thrown the fight before it. But here, you know, we've thrown on invulnerability as well, just to try and help in case I do get backed up a bit, eat any more hits, kind of thing. But we're starting this one okay. We've taken away his power charge, built up our amp charges. We're about 5 now. We shuts off pretty much, I think, everything about him. I don't think the Vivified has been affected though. That's one thing I do need to check on, because I'm watching the way his power's going up, and I'm pretty sure his defensive combat rate looks like it's still going up at the same rate Vivified would. But it's shutting off pretty much everything else about the fight. And here we're a little bit more comfortable, despite being backed against the wall. He's being cooperative. I think Dragon Man is one of those champs who's just known for being quite passive, but so that definitely played in a bit in the first fight. But here he's throwing them a bit more freely, which means we can just get those ins, bait specials a bit easier, and not eat so much brute force. Now we've done a decent chunk of damage already, and we're getting the special 3 off, which means, you know, we can start putting all those shocks on him, start doing a bit more damage, block the special 2 again here, go in, and you can see he's just starting to tick down. The fight is moving much more how I would have liked it to go. You know, we're a bit in control, the rhythm is moving well, and you know, I'm keeping him now towards his wall with a few hits into his block, just to give myself more room if he's really being uncooperative. But we've got this fight under control, and yeah, we go for the finish here, and we get it. So yeah, much better that time round. Literally, if this fight went that way the first time, we get the solo, probably a little less health than I have right now. But yeah, it's just unfortunately one of those ones that didn't line up. But at this point, I know now we're on to the final 2 fights of the war as well for everyone, and I get the feeling people might be watching. I know people like Slimon, nah, definitely watching. Possibly even Nerd, who's not even in our alliance anymore, but he'll find a way, won't he? But yeah, here as well, now Claire is a fight take a lot, comfortable with the Surfer now that Conduit's gone. Again, I'm so good with his special 1, kind of doing the decks out of the first beam going in and just having that one smooth sailing. But nerves are a thing, right? So naturally I'm a little nervous. I go for a 12%, I think, or 8%, I can't remember, skill damage boost, because I'm like, right, I just want my first special 2 to kill. Don't want to drag the fight out and leave it to chance that I drop a silly attack bonus, and in a war that's so tight where we want the win. But here it's going alright. So this time we're pushing her to special 2, just because I think I just didn't have too many buffs that she could eat up with a buff immunity. And it just gave me the chance to keep the cleanse up. It's obviously only 1 debuff that way compared to, you know, 3 bleeds on me. And yeah, get to a special 2 and crush that fight, honestly. How many seconds was that? Can't tell, the iMovie pop-ups in the way. So I think it was like 20 something seconds or thereabouts. Nice and smooth. Like, what did I say? Talking about people watching, Slimon straight into chat, 1 more fight. I'm like, cheers, man. No pressure, eh? Yeah. Going into the Surfer fight, final fight, 4B, this one is literally just, obviously, his heavies and his specials can place the armor breaks on you, so he's going to place 3 at a time. Obviously, that's what he needs to trigger the unblockable from the node. But early on, I'm just like, right, don't panic. In my head before this fight, I won't lie, it was a lot of, should I just dex out of the special 1 and like kind of stay back, or should I do that kind of dex out and in thing? And then, yeah, kind of like, you know, muscle memory kicks in, I just go for it, nail it, and I'm like, right, let's just get in that rhythm. You know, don't let the pressure get to you. You know your timing on it, you're comfortable with it, so I just go for it again. And yeah, this kind of starts with a fight is so key. It's like sport or anything in it, isn't it? You know, if you start well, it just gives you that confidence to keep pushing on. And yeah, absolutely nail those last 2 fights, and yeah, thankfully don't drop any more silly attack bonuses, And yeah, immediately go to show you how tight that score was and how much was kind of riding on it. We got Nah straight in chat as well. Love a bit of an audience, don't we? But yeah, thankfully crushed those two Shang Chi fights. He's a champion I do love using in war. I'm pretty comfortable in most of the matchups I get sent to with him. Yeah, bad dragon, man. Bad dragon. Really kicked my ass there. But anyway, we see out the win. I think they died 1 or 2 more times at the end of their war. But yeah, in the end, take the win. We're now 2-1 up for the season. Good start. We've got to keep it going, obviously. Keep the deaths down as best as we can. Myself included, after this one for sure. Definitely would like to keep my death count on the lower end this season. If I can go the rest of the season without dying, that would be amazing, obviously. But yeah, just take each war as it comes, see how it goes. But that'll be all for this one. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.